We got a special episode this 4th of July. My name is Caleb Hammer, and this is Your Week in Money. So we don't cover YouTube drama here. That's not what we do. This is business, finance, economic news only. But since this is financial news, and it's been a big topic across the internet this past week, we're going to talk about the Boogie2988 situation. Many of you also might know that I interviewed him back on my main show, Financial Audit, about 6-9 months ago. And I got an intimate view into his financial situation, and it's really not good. So my main goal here was to have an unbiased interview, not looking for any gotcha, not looking to support him, not looking for any point of view specifically other than to understand the situation currently happening. So here is an unedited, open, candid conversation with Boogie2988 about his potential crypto scam.
Hey, Caleb, what's up?
Hey, Boogie. So thanks for taking the time to do a call. I know you're driving right now, but so just to confirm on your end, this conversation is being recorded.
Of course. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And this is just a news show. Honestly, we don't really do YouTube drama or anything. So it's just, I'm not looking for any gotcha or anything like that. I just want to talk, get your perspective on this, and just have an open, honest conversation.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah, so any direct questions, or I can just start spewing information?
Well, I've been following this whole thing on Twitter. I watched the coffee video. When it comes to this, launching this kind of pump and dump, you're really telling the world through the interviews that you were unaware of it being a pump and dump, but I'm kind of confused how you thought no one in your audience would sign up for it and lose any money when you specifically on Financial Audit told me about how you lost your entire life savings on crypto. How did you think no one would lose money in your general audience?
Well, first off, to call it a pump and dump is bizarre to me because there has to be a dump for a pump and dump, is my understanding. I held 2% of the coins in a developer wallet, and I never sold a coin. I burnt the wallet. I burnt my entire 2%, deleted it from the internet. So I did not participate in any dumps. And if you look at the developer wallets, you'll see that they sold a fraction of what they had, like a small 1%, 2%. They're holding on to everything as well. So if there was a dump here, I'm not sure who's doing the dump part. And that was always the agreement. We didn't want to flash pan sell it. We wanted to try to build something. And secondly, to me, this was the pet rock of crypto coins because it's the dumbest coin you could ever purchase. Like you said, I'm the guy who lost his entire life savings in crypto. Why would you buy that person's coin? That's the joke. That's the pet rock of it all. I don't understand why anybody reasonable would look at this and say, that's a coin for me. Now, I'll tell you who did buy the coin, and this is trackable. You can look at the wallets. The developers have done the work. It's people who are deeply entrenched in trading meme coins every day. 8,000 meme coins fire off a day, and I believe that's not an exaggeration. That's the number that fire off. And the people that bought my coin are holding 20, 30, 50 other meme coins because this is their hobby. Now, admittedly, I knew there was a possibility that one of my fans would see this advertisement, who's never dabbled in crypto before, would sign up to Coinbase, then use Coinbase to figure out how to purchase Solana, which is a chore in itself, and then use that Solana to get on Pump.fun and purchase my meme coin in the roughly 90 seconds it was on the front page. I always knew there was a possibility, but it's also a mathematical improbability for that to happen.
Yeah, you said in the coffee interview that there's no such thing as no one losing money, and you didn't realize that. How did you not realize that there is no possibility of no one losing money? Because you do have still on YouTube millions of people, whether or not they're watching your videos, you do get front page of the internet when anything happens.
People lose money when they buy Magic the Gathering cards. People lose money when they buy Beanie Babies. People lose money when they buy a pet rock. You're losing money when you purchase just about anything. That was my idea for this. I literally said in my launch video, you can't get rich buying this. You'll go broke buying this. That was the point of the video. It's to be funny. It's to be ironic. It's satire to say, if you purchase this coin, you'll go broke like I did. And that's the entire point. Yes, there was a possibility that someone would lose money because they purchased a stupid meme coin. But when you purchase Beanie Babies, you lose money too. Nobody got rich selling Beanie Babies. And everyone has enough sense not to do it. And I genuinely, as naive as this might be, felt like people had enough understanding and sense for that.
I mean, you've been on the internet for a long time. You've taken sponsorships. You've worked with lots of different companies. I think it's kind of just plain ignorance at this point to just assume that people don't take any guidance from the creators they follow. Yeah, sure, you played it as a character.
If they took my guidance, they would have not bought the coin, because I told them, if you buy this coin, you'll go broke. So clearly you're telling me that people would not take my guidance. They would see what I had to say and do the opposite for some reason.
It's more about when they hear a creator is a part of something, or especially a part of a community, because one thing you've kind of talked about a lot, and one thing you were bringing up at the beginning of this conversation, is that even if the people you were working with are holding on to it, they're holding on to it for a community reason. And you said you wanted to participate in the community because you just sit at home doing nothing, being on Discord all day. And if your fans want to join you in that community, that means they're required to get a part of something risky and lose their money.
Actually, to join the Telegram community and be part of it, you don't have to hold a single coin. In fact, Coffeezilla came in there yesterday. He participated in the community just yesterday. Maybe it was the day before. So he's certainly not holding a single coin. So I don't understand what the problem is. Feel free to join the Telegram. It's entirely free. You don't have to hold a coin.
Okay. So when you launched it at the Telegram community at the same time of this coin, they certainly felt a bit more partnered on the other end from the community standpoint, right, from the consumer standpoint. Do you not feel there was...
If you'd like to participate in the community, you can purchase exactly one coin. And the last time I checked, that's worth 0.0003% of a penny. So if you would like to waste a fraction of a penny to join this community, you're welcome to do it. But you could also do it for free.
Now, when it comes to, you say it's not a pump and dump. People say it's a pump and dump. Obviously, there's $3 million of trading volume the day that you talked to Coffee. And, you know, many people advise you not to go into this, but you still decided to because you were getting paid. And obviously, they use celebrities' faces like this. For example, with Solana and Pump.Fun, people like Jason Derulo and Little Pump have done very similar things. And it makes these platforms, you know, a good amount of money. It gets people on the platforms. Whether or not they do pump and dumps is, you know, that's to be said, but obviously you got paid for this. Now, I think kind of like usual in the conversations we had on financial audit, the conversations you've had around lots of different drama, you do kind of go the potential victim route and you say that you're using the money for medical expenses. Now, you got $5,000 up front and then you're supposed to get $5,000 on the back end. Are you getting that $5,000 on the back end still?
Currently, it's a pending payment on a platform and I'm waiting for it to come through. I'm hoping that I still will. And if not, you know, $5,000 for selling pet rocks to people is probably a decent payday. Originally they did have me set up to where I could earn 2% of whatever the coin was worth, but I burnt it because, again, I don't want to profit from any potential pump and dump. And yes, $3,000 of that $5,000 has already gone to wipe out medical debts that have accrued since the last time I did your show. And then if I get the second $5,000, I'm taking your advice and I'm paying down my two largest debts to zero, because one of them is drawing out $300 a month. The other's drawing out $286 a month. That's basically found money for me. So I would very, very much like to use the second $5,000 for that, depending on how this next month goes. I do have a colonoscopy at the end of this month. We have a bone marrow test, a bone marrow biopsy we need to do, a bone density test we need to do. And I don't know, the position I'm in right now, the medical bills are endless. So it's just a matter of finding the money where I could find the money. And in this particular case, I was getting paid to do a joke. I was getting paid to make fun of myself for losing my money in crypto. I was getting paid to take off my shirt, put my girlfriend in boy shorts, pretend to be Andrew Tate, and make fun of crypto bros. I don't understand how that joke fell so flat.
Well, it's because people are going to lose money, like innocent people who look to you.
Well, So two things. Number one, you can take a look at the top wallets, the people that both lost and gained money. And these people are deeply entrenched crypto bros who was going to lose money anyway. They trade hundreds of coins every week. They're holding dozens of meme coins. I just happen to be one of the coins that they traded. And their trade volume does not seem to go up at all. Secondly, the idea that one of my fans could have signed up in the brief window of time that they had to sign up is a statistical impossibility. It takes hours, sometimes days to get approved on Coinbase. So the only people that could have invested in this thing were people who were investing in crypto coins all day, and they're investing in meme coins. And you have to be a certain kind of silly to decide you want to buy Boogie2988 meme coin. I genuinely, still to this moment, my developer wants to make you whole. If you can prove that you are the person that signed up for Coinbase that day, converted it to Solano, and purchased my meme coin and lost money, we want to make you whole. Please come forward. We've said that for a week now, and no one has, because that person does not exist.
So I'm a bit confused because, you know, you have made apologies. You said you were wrong, but then during this conversation as well, you're kind of making it sound like nothing was wrong and that this whole thing was okay, but you said you'll never do it again. Why would you never do it again if, according to this conversation, nothing about this was bad?
Well, as CoffeeZilla explained, there is the possibility of a fan losing money. And it did not happen in this case, and I'm grateful for that. But it's not a possibility that I would like to risk again. I know what it's like to lose your money in crypto. And even though I'm telling you not to buy it, even though you know it's a dumb investment, there's the possibility that someone could be as stupid as I was, and I don't want to take that risk. That's where the apology came from. Coffee got into my head in that first conversation, and he insisted that there were dozens of fans losing millions of dollars, and of course, that gave me a crushing guilt. But I've had an opportunity since then to look at the wallets, to look at the transactions, and have a better understanding of who bought it and where the money went. And I can safely say there was no fan that got grifted here. The people that traded this coin were crypto bros who were going to trade all day anyway, and they were going to trade it on meme coins because they were holding meme coins. And I feel like that's an important message. I feel like it's important that people understand who actually bought it, why they actually bought it, and what the investment was in their mind. And the investment wasn't, I'm going to get rich doing this. The investment was, this is a funny fucking token. It's a stupid token. It's a hilariously bad token. I'm going to buy it because it's funny.
Well, you didn't know that going in, though.
Okay.
You didn't know that going in, though, because let's just say that no one lost money, and this is quickly moving. This is barely even a week old, so there's still time for people to come forward and say that they've lost money. You know, they might not be following everything online.
And we will make them whole when they do.
Sure, but going into it, you didn't know that for a fact. You were willing to post this to your entire audience, pet rock or not. Pet rock is physical. People don't use pet rocks as investments. Crypto is, in general, whether or not a stupid, dumb, or great, or, you know, fun investment, people use it as an investment. Pet rocks are used because they're dumb pet rocks. It's not the same thing.
Beanie Babies is a better example. Beanie Babies are a stupid investment, but people thought they were going to get rich doing it. And crypto is a stupid investment, but people think they're going to get rich doing it. And I understand absolutely that going into this, there was a possibility there would be someone as stupid as me. But that's why I said in the launch video, buy this and you'll go broke. Me and my developer went round and round about that. And I made it abundantly clear that going into this, I had to talk about what a stupid coin this is and what a stupid investment it would be, and that we're doing it to build a community and do it because it's funny. And that's my pitch. And yes, you're right. There was always the possibility that there's people out there stupider than me, but boy, that's pretty impressive. If you can listen to a fat man say, I lost my life savings doing this, now you should do it, that's a special kind of stupid.
It is, but they might be in your audience. And you're willing to let them lose money even if they're in your audience and they're stupid?
Look, man, I advertise Raid Shadow Legends, and that game is quite literally a predatory app designed to trigger people who have gambling addictions.
So you'll take any sponsorship?
We've all done it on this platform. At the end of the day, I don't think what I did here is much worse than Raid Shadow Legends, except when people advertise Raid Shadow Legends, they say, you should play it. I said, don't buy this coin. I could never get paid to say, don't play Raid Shadow Legends, could I?
So on the sympathy part of this, you did tweet yesterday that you paid $1,000 for past due credit card that was maxed out from previous medical debts, $550 on a weight loss drug, $500 on a medical overdue medical debts, and $189 on new medications. Now, I'm curious, because you certainly put that out there, it looks more of a sympathy play, which, you know, whether it's real or not, okay, would you be willing to provide these statements of proof to show that you did?
I'll also provide them. I've already provided them to Coffeezilla, and I believe they've been passed on to Walmart. So these receipts are already obviously out there. Coffee decided they weren't good enough because 2 of them are for Walmart, but Walmart's my pharmacy. So it's really weird that that's not good enough. I offered to show him photos of the medications that we purchased, and that wasn't good enough. I don't understand exactly what the problem is, but be aware that 2 of these are Walmart receipts because they are my pharmacy. They are a pharmacy for the majority of Americans. They're the most popular pharmacy in the United States.
Okay. Now I have one more question for you, and then I'll give you the final word. So you can agree with these or disagree with these, but I'm going to go through them. When talking about you, man, racist comments on Twitch in 2019, aggressive mutual, staying neutral on Gamergate, aggressively admitting to tax fraud during a live stream, domestic abuse allegations, nudity violation on Twitch, fighting with everyone on Twitter every second of every day, responding to everything on Reddit threads that criticizes you or your videos, questions about your divorce, massive age gap in your current relationship, discharge, firearm, and, getting in trouble legally with that, playing victim to beg for money from your audience, and now crypto, and being a local by every definition, including your own definition, and probably recording a podcast yesterday about this very situation in person. 17,000 to 64,000 views per video on your main channel in the last 2 months, losing 10K subs in your last month. Is this your play? Is this your future? Scandal after scandal, just to try to stay relevant instead of making genuine, honest, good content to keep people around?
Well, first off, when you describe the person you just described, I don't think anyone should be buying that person's crypto coin. So if you listen to that list of things and you're aware of them, and you decided to pull out your credit card to purchase my crypto coin, you're a special kind of weirdo, and I love you. But you're weird, and you definitely are very bad with your money. Secondly, Mudahar and Charlie both pointed out that I use stupidity as a defense, but it's not just a defense, it's how I navigate the world. I tend to not be the most intelligent person, and I tend to make very emotional decisions when I don't really understand or know what to do. But absolutely, if you want to watch the Lolcow podcast and watch me be a complete idiot, it's a great place to do it. We put on a good show. We got Jordy over there, and he's almost as big of a Lolcow as me. Is my strategy to continue to be controversial and do controversial things? No. But when this opportunity fell in my lap, and I knew that it would be controversial, and my developers and my friends were all telling me no one would purchase this coin, and knowing that going into this, we would have a good time building a community, goofing off and enjoying ourselves in the process. And then maybe, just maybe, it would be good for my podcast. I thought, man, I sure need the money, and that doesn't sound that bad. Once Coffee got into my head and insisted that dozens of people lost millions of dollars, that got into my head. But we now have the receipts, and that's simply not true. So I do not feel bad about that. The one thing I feel bad about is the potential. Like you said, the potential. And because of the potential of someone losing their money, I would not take this offer a second time. But controversy is what sells on the internet now. If you look at iShowSpeed setting off fireworks in his living room, or Belle Delphine selling her bathwater, that's what the internet largely is for people who want to make a name for themselves. And my name is currently Mud. So when these opportunities fall into my lap, or when I accidentally do something stupid, I guess I'm going to capitalize on them on the Lolcow podcast, because what else can you do other than build something out of something terrible or cry about it? And I'm not the sit there and fucking cry about it type. I'm going to make content out of it, and hopefully people can laugh at me and enjoy it.
Do you want to give any final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, once again, I do want to make you whole. If you can provide that you had a wallet that you made right around that time and signed up and you purchased this coin and you lost money, I will make you whole. Please come forward. I do not want that on my conscience. I do want to help you. That said, I'm genuinely sorry for this controversy getting so dramatically out of hand, and I'm sorry that I did not stay steadfast of what my original opinion was, which is it's a stupid investment. It is a beanie baby of crypto coins. Keep your fucking money in your pocket. If you buy it, you'll go broke. I don't know why I ever wavered from that, but that's where I am now, and that's where I'm going to stay. But again, if you are that person, come forward. Let me make you whole.
All right, thank you for your time, Boogie. Now, as you saw during that phone interview, he claims that this is not a pump and dump, but at the peak value of the coin, it was worth 0.001744. But right now, at the time of recording this, it is worth 0.00004182, down dramatically. If that's not a pump and dump, I don't know what the is. Here's my suggestion to Boogie, and it's what I'll tell him anytime he wants to talk, or any other creator that might find themselves in a position like his where relevancy has fallen off. If you want this career to continue and stop the bleeding, create meaningful content that people actually want to watch instead of going drama to drama to drama to drama. There are thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of new people flocking to this platform every day who know nothing about you, who want to be entertained. How many times can you claim ignorance over and over again, dude? I'm not going to say anyone is a truly bad person that I do not know intimately, but if you're not, stop trying to manipulate your audience to try to pay the bills, dude. Just make good content. You can only claim ignorance and stupidity so many times before the internet just throws you aside and never trusts you again, and you're inches away from that.